brother Donovan, from what Donovan was talking about yesterday, was are relationships transactional? And that's the question. If it's transactional, then where's the love? Because is love transactional? Are we giving taking? What's up, Lil? Because to me, love should be free. It shouldn't be something that I should. If I love you, regardless of fact, I shouldn't want somebody to love me back in return.
Yeah, I agree. But I think the thing that people forget sometimes is there are different kinds of love. There's, again, like Jonathan was saying yesterday, transactional love, where it's I love you, but only if you can give me this in return. And there's also genuine love and real love, which is I love you no matter what, even if you don't always love me back. You know what I mean? So I think it depends what kind of love that we're talking about and looking for. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's like the reason why I say this is because number one, what's up, Leo? I see you, my brother. A lot. I'm gonna go back. Where I realized that the love is lost between men and women is the simple fact that number one, us men, some men do not know how to approach women, nor do they know how to speak to women, nor do they know how to speak into women. I know I say this, but it's the truth. And they become disrespectful, and they think that some of the things that they say is okay to say. There's no love there. At the end of the day, if I'm a man, I should, as a man, regardless of who you are, you should still have some respect for women and vice versa. But the word love, people throw it around, but there's really no more love, especially amongst us as people. There is none. It's too much disrespect going on. You got women disrespecting women. There's no love between sister, no sisterhood. You got brothers disrespecting brothers. There's no love between men because it's either animosity thing or somebody's jealous or whatever the case may be. There's really no love in relationships because people don't see what the other person's idea is and where they want to go in their life. So it's a lot. But come on, sister, you got it.
I was going to say, I don't know that a lot of us were ever taught what love is or how to love. I think that's the biggest issue because this can stem from childhood. So if we were never taught, we had to come up with our own definition of what that looks like. And then with that, we started moving in that, but that doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? So I would say that's a big part. No one ever taught me what love was. My father wasn't present. So I had to figure out on my own what love looked like to me, but that doesn't mean that was the correct definition.
Right, exactly. And I think that's one of the things that we need to learn. Like, we don't really know what love looks like because I can't see it, but I need to feel it. You see what I'm saying? People be looking for love. I can't look for something that I can't see. Regardless of how a person may treat me. That doesn't mean that they love me because I treat you a certain type of way. It could just be out of respect. I can be in a relationship with a woman and treat her a certain type of way. Doesn't mean I love her. It just means I respect you as the woman that you are. So we have the tendency, I'm looking for love. We got to stop looking for something that is not visually there. It should be something that I felt. I felt the love from this person. Just by the way this person speaks to me, how they move, their actions. Actions show me more about love than what you're saying, than what you're telling me. If you're moving in a certain type of way, yes. But if you're just talking, listen, we can sit here and tell people all day, I love you, I love you, I love you. But is it genuine? Is it genuine because you only love me for what I'm doing? You can't really sit there and just tell somebody, you know what, I just love you being who you are. Because then again, we don't really know who a person is.
Yeah, thanks. There's this old saying that my grandmother used to say. It was something like you should hear with your eyes and see with your ears.
That's heavy. It's the truth, though. We have a problem when it comes to situations like this. Like even with men, and I'm gonna start. I love to start with the brothers. Men always like to tell other men, I love you, bro. I love you, bro. But is that genuine love, or are you just saying it because it sounds good? Especially when it comes on when you're on an app, or when you're around a whole bunch of brothers, and you got people watching. You want to make yourself seem like, I love my brothers. I love my brothers. I want to keep it real. If I love you, guess what? Regardless of fact of who you are or however you move, at the end of the day, I still love you. I'm not going to turn my back on you based on anything. If you cross me, then you did that for a reason, and I have the right to be upset at you. But you don't lose love for somebody just because because that means it wasn't really genuine. And a lot of men out here faking the funk. You got brothers that what I don't like is when you have men, people that know you and they know somebody else, and they like you said, it's the character of the person. When you're on a live and somebody comes in there and you're just like hypothetically you let me use my sister V. So me and my brother, we up here, me and E, we up here and we're talking. You come in the room, he's like, Dag V, yo, you look this, that, and the third, like already talking about how you look and things that he wanted. I think that's disrespectful. And as a host, me as a host, it is my job to check that man. Like, listen, what we don't do is here, we don't, where's the love at? You see what I'm saying? There's no love, it's no respect. Love comes with respect. And it comes with trust.
I think love comes with loyalty too as well. Always people. Someone yesterday asked me how would I define loyalty in my own words, and my words were, if I can trust you to be in a room that I'm not in, I trust that you'd have my back even though I'm not present. That to me is what loyalty is.
You're 100% correct. That's exactly what loyalty is. If I'm somewhere, my loyalty is run like this. If I'm somewhere and I hear somebody saying something about you, it is, if I'm loyal as a friend, as a brother, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to correct them. Listen, first and foremost, this person's not here to defend themselves, but I'm here to defend them because that's where my loyalty lies, with that person. But what I'm not going to do is, because I realize with me right now, I'll go into certain rooms and where I once would go in and people would speak, I go in there now and the person don't speak. It's kind of weird. When I went into the room, you would be like, "Hey, what's up, Velvet? What's up, Velvet?" I'll say good morning, whatever. You say good morning, Velvet. But now it's just like you just read the comment and you look. I think there's a lot of pretenders. There are a lot of people that are only loyal to themselves, but claim that they're loyal to others. There are people on this app right now that are moving in ways and trying to convince other people not to be around you, not to be around me, not to be around anybody. They only want them in their circle. And what they tend to do is, because you don't really reach out to them, they will reach out to them and then spread poison. Like, oh, he said this, he said that. If everybody, like I said, you know me, I'm quick to give you my number. Listen, holler at your boy. What's up, Tiff? Good morning. Here's my number. Hit me up. A matter of fact, give me your number. I want to call you because at the end of I want to make sure that you hear from the horse. We have to start teaching right now. We're at a point where we have to start teaching, showing, not even teaching, showing these young ones what it is and what love really looks like, and how and what it feels like to be loved, because there is none. It's too much division right now. In my mind, it's way too much division. We are coming at each other. Men attacking men attacking women attacking women. And it's our culture. It's our culture that's doing it. And it's like, are we so attracted to all this negative energy? Like, where's the positivity at? Why are we not? What happened to that? It's like that went out the window, and now you got women cursing at each other, calling them bees, and this. Like, it's so much disrespect in our community. It's too much. It's unbelievable. Where we as black people, I'm talking black people, period. We can't even come together for not even for 5 minutes. There's no. I mean, like, real talk. There's really no love, bro.
People, listen, I agree with you, man. I'm a part of I'm a bit younger than you guys. I'm 30. I just turned 32 months ago. And man, like you said, the level of disrespect that I see is just it's unbelievable. Like, I don't ever think that there was an era in American history as of right now to where disrespect was celebrated as much as it is now. Like, it's actually praised and celebrated. It's like the more disrespectful and reckless you are, the more fandom you kind of garner. And there was a quote on Twitter that said, "This generation would hurt an angel to save a demon's life." And I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Bro, we at a point right now where you got grown women hosting and having other grown women cursing. Like, it's crazy. The respect level for us as a people is so low. We are almost at the bottom of the totem pole because of how we disrespect each other. And we think it's cool. And we're doing it for ratings. And to make it worse, when you have positive lives and people speaking on it, and they always be like, what's the solution? What's the solution? I'm not here to give you a solution. I'm here to tell you what the problem is so you can try to elevate and fix the problem as well. It can't take one person to fix everybody's problem, but it can take one person to speak on what we see. And I see it on this app all the time. It's like you got women talking about how bad it is to date a man. You got men talking about 304s and all this body. Like, it's crazy. Why are we not talking about how can I be a better man for a woman? How can I be a woman to position myself for the right man instead of worrying about what's in his pockets? Instead of worrying about how I'm going to lay down with her. Why are we so upset? I'm not upset with nobody. I'm not upset with none of the sisters. I'm not upset with none of the brothers. But we have this thing now where people we want to keep spreading. We want to keep spreading that bad narrative. But why? That's what I'm saying. Where's the love? We don't have love for each other no more. We truly don't. We love the fact that we rather see somebody in pain. What's up, Leo? I would rather see somebody hurt. And I love the fact that I can sit here and talk about somebody. I love the fact that I can sit here and make somebody feel some type of way, but I'm not loving on the person. I love the person that's talking about this person. It makes me feel good to sit back and listen because it ain't about me, so I can hear somebody else's gossip. Come on now, we got to get better than that.
But would you say there was ever love for that matter? I just think it's gotten worse.
Oh yeah, and it's going to get worse and worse because right now the way things are moving and how I see it, like, I'm gonna be honest. I got to be honest with y'all. I was at a pivotal point in my mindset that as of spring of 2027, I was done doing TikTok. Real talk. That was my mindset. Like, I'm done. I said what I said. I put the work in. I did, and I know it's still, but I realized there's still work that needs to be done. Like, it's too much. It's too much. But then I realized I can't, because it's like, as much as sometimes, as much as I feel like I need to walk away, I can't stop. Because obviously there's still work that needs to be done.
Yeah, also, it's kind of like Batman, he wants to retire, but Gotham keeps calling him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, like I said, until the Lord tells me, listen, he got something else planned for me to do, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to follow his lead, because obviously he's the head of my life. So I got to make sure that I'm following his lead. That's how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like once you follow the Lord's way, you can't go wrong, man. His timing is everything. His timing is divine.
Listen, I spoke on something yesterday. This is how I know how I know he's real. And he hears my mind. He hears my heart. I was just telling myself, I want to do some public speaking. I want to do something else. And something, I don't want to put it out there, but something else came up, which is in that alignment. It wasn't my idea.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Welcome in. What's up, Leo? What's up, Rain? So, where's the love? This morning question, where is the love? Anybody can answer.
In what context?
Whatever context you want to go. Where's the love?
All right. Well, I say this because I'm in the spaceship right now, heading to an appointment. First and foremost, the fact that you're obedient and disciplined enough to know it ain't time for you to get up off of here, that's love. For a bunch of folks that you don't even know, and history has shown that we are hard-headed. I say we. I'll put myself into it. When we look at what Dr. King tried to teach us, Malcolm X, so on and so forth, all these people that didn't drop jewels and wisdom, they're not celebrating until after they unalive and gone. And the fact that you're putting time aside and you care enough for a bunch of people that you don't even know, man, and you say, no, God ain't permitted me to drop this yet. That's love. You know, hey, I've been permitted to take a break, to get some other things situated in my life. Nothing negative, nothing bad. But God say, all right, I'll give you a little time, but you're going to have to get your little knothead self back on that, though. All right? So I understand. I get it. Look at all the great knowledge and wisdom God allowed me to share. Then he gave me a season of refreshing. But the love is you care enough that you come on here, and sisters that go back and forth with you, you give them that work. But the fact that you still come back on here knowing that they've been hard-headed, but, man, that's love. The love is you looking at it. When you're looking into your camera and you see you, that's love. And that's why so many people keep rocking with you. Because discipline, correction, wisdom is love. That's where it's at. Right here on this platform, man. Top land.
I appreciate that. And I think that we as men, we need to learn how to truly love correctly. I think that a lot of us are loving the woman that we're with wrong. We say that we do. We say that we move in. We say that, oh, I'm moving in love. But how do you? I don't get certain things when it comes to that. Like, I think that a lot of times we just say it because it sounds good. It's soothing to the ear. It's easier to tell somebody you love them than to tell them the truth. Like like lying. You know, I only lie to you. I don't lie. You can't lie to somebody because you love them. You can't treat somebody like that because, I mean, you got to just keep it real. Thank you, Roxy. I appreciate you. We got to start keeping it real, especially men. We got to start just like, look, this is where I'm at. Because it takes it's I can tell a woman that, but if it's something that I want to do or some way I want to move, I'm telling you this out of love, and I'm letting my actions show you the reason why I want to do such things. A lot of times we have to fail to be successful. Nobody walks into success and just be successful. We're always going to fail somewhere along the line. So sometimes y'all women have to allow your man to fail, but not fail to the point where it's going to destroy the family or mess up something in the family, but let him fail. And then you walk with him through love, and you show him what you see what I'm saying, because a lot of us men are missing that. We missing love, and we think that, you know, because you treat us this way, you move that way, that you love us, and is it really real? That's what I'm saying. Morning, sister. We got to truly understand, am I moving in love, or am I just telling somebody I love them?
Facts, man. I agree. I agree with everything you said so far.
Because we're not moving the way that, because if I'm moving in love, I'm going to support whatever dreams, whatever goals, whatever ambitions you have. I'm going to support them, which means I'm going to actually help you get to where you want to get to. What I'm not going to do is try to destroy something that you want to do or make you feel like, nope, can't do this. Nope, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We should be able to be like, you know, I love you. I'm with you. I support you. Showing the person that you support them is a lot. Like, listen, I got your back no matter what. I'm here for you.
All right, bro. But again, I say this, as we always say, it's hard to share something you don't have. So being able to properly love somebody, you can't share love if you don't display self-love. And most individuals are seeking love or validation or care from somebody, or they're seeking to love themselves through someone. So showing up for the person in front of you and actually loving them is the challenge, because we've been taught to seek for somebody to love you, to squeeze it out of them. Men call it nagging. When a woman constantly telling us, well, I try to tell you, we call it nagging. Why? Because they're constantly trying to serve themselves through us versus showing up for us and loving us. Like, hey, meet my needs and trust me to meet yours. And so love first starts with self-love, providing the love for you that you need and not demanding it from the person across. Your responsibility is to love that person across from you. not to love yourself through that person. So again, you can't share what you don't have. So it starts with being able to identify people that knows how to love themselves.
Sister V said that. And I'm glad she said, we don't know what love is. Some of us never was taught love. And the one thing I'm going to say is, I'm going to be real. I can't be taught love. You know why I can't be taught love? Because I'm loving. If you teach me how to love, then I'm loving the way that you love, and that's not fair to me. What up, brother Ford? I see you in there. If I'm teaching my child how to love, this is what you need to do, is how you need to love, then I'm wrong, to be honest. And you got to understand where I'm coming from. I can't teach my child to love because now I'm teaching them how I love, and that's not fair to them because that's not genuine love. That's not how they're loving. But think about it. For all the people that said this is how I was taught how to love, think about it. You was taught the way that they was taught, and you took on their love instead of creating your own type of love. Is that fair to you as an individual? Is it fair to your child? I can love you. And that's it. I'm going to love you. But you have to learn that. You have to be able to move in a way like, you know what, this is how I love. This is why people say, this is how I love. I can only love this way. Because that's what you know. You have two types of love. You have the spiritual love, which is that agape love, which is a different type of love. And then you got the fleshly love. Isn't it an interesting take, Dr. Amy? When you think about it. Think about it. And that just came to me right now. How are you teaching me how to love as a child? As a man, man's supposed to, you're supposed to love a woman like this. You're supposed to love a woman like that. And we go out and we start loving women that way. And it could be wrong because not every woman deserves that type of love that father has taught that son. So at that point, I must learn how to love this woman. And then when I was taught, this is the only way I was taught how to love you. Do the math.
Facts. Also, I think people also forget that some people were taught how to love through the lens of survival. You know what I mean? So they mistake survival as love and doing whatever it takes to survive as love and going through what we call struggle love. And they view that as real love because that's all they've seen. And again, like you said, I feel like people can only love another person as deeply as they love themselves. To touch on what Leo was saying earlier as well.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think we love ourselves. I think we just selfish. I truly don't. I truly sometimes believe that people say I love me. You don't really love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you won't put yourself through certain things. A person that really loves themselves will not put themselves in harm's way. They will already automatically understand and see where these red flags are. They will see the trauma. They will see all these things. If I truly love myself, why would I want to hurt myself? Why would I want to continuously stay in something that is destroying me? Do the math. I love me enough that I'm going to still stick in a relationship that's not working. I love me enough that I'm still going to be with a woman that is treating me like this. But I love myself that much. I'll wait.
But we're taught how to love by watching the examples around us. At some point, though, as you mature, we then know right from wrong. So it's in that moment that we have to do something different and move different, because what I saw growing up, I thought was okay because that was mom and dad, or because grandma said do this or don't do that. But as I got older and realized that's not okay for me, then we got to do something different instead of keep holding on to that same stuff.
I just had a theory in my head. Listen, this is just my thoughts. Don't hate the messenger. Sometimes I think a reason why a lot of people are single because they truly don't know it. They truly never love themselves and they don't want to love themselves correctly. So they use being single as a scapegoat. Oh, I'm single by choice. No, you're single because you. And that's just my thought. My thought.
Use the right lane to to take exit 4 onto supplemental route K.
See, exactly. Use the right lane. Because some of you are taking all the wrong lanes. Thank you, Leo.
Hey, so that was my GPS.
I know.
But real talk, I do want to do something with you, man. So there are some love principles that, when I was doing my lives, there's some love principles, that we have to learn. So just Google it. I think his name is John Allen or something. And you have to learn how to identify different variations of love. And I've told people before, if somebody tell you, hey, I love you, it's okay to ask how so. Because as my big brother just gave you an example of agape love, there's still philia, there's ludus, there's pragma. There's so many different variations that I don't have enough time to go over the 12 or 13 or however many there are. But this is the thing. Most of our parents and individuals, even in church, they only taught what they were taught. And if they didn't do the due diligence to go research and study, they're only passing on the little bit of knowledge that they have. So what do we have to do? We have to figure out what's an update, what's now true. So that's one of the aspects that we have to look at.
In about 1.5 miles, turn right onto Mexico Road.
And so I want to give my big brother at some point and really point that out, because then you'll be able to identify why a person is drawn to you, whether it's community efforts, whether it's the friendliness. The pragma is relationship equity, pretty much. When you have time vested into a relationship, and most people don't have equity in relationships because they're only pulling. Relationships are like your bank account. If you don't have direct deposit and you ain't putting nothing in
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
You won't be able to pull nothing out of that. And love is the same thing. If you're not investing a certain amount of dedication, time, and respect to it, why do you think you deserve to pull from it? What's in that account of love? You know what I'm saying? So we really do need to connect and really go over that so you can identify what's being offered to you or even not being offered to you.
I get that. Rain, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I kind of have a different perspective. So culturally, I know that I was raised to be loyal, right? And loyal to a fault. So in my childhood, you can get by a man and you're still going to serve him food and cater to him because that's the man of the house, right? So growing up, I know that I also grew up with an addict father. So taking care of my father, I learned love was taking care of a man who's losing it every night, right? So growing up as an adult, I found that I sought men that I had to fix and take care of and cater to. Yeah. And it's like I was raised with a dysfunctional way of thinking. So my normal functioning was dysfunctional. And it wasn't until I found out who God was, I had a foundation of what love really was. And then I was able to clean out all this stuff that was dysfunctional in my mind of what I thought love was. And I think that's what it is. I always say that it doesn't matter what type of childhood you have or what type of parent, you have to go back to your childhood and heal the child. And then, and I think you can't do it without God. Like, I'm not meant to be the woman that I am today, and I am this woman because of God. And love is patient, love is kind, all these things I had to learn for myself. And I do think people are selfish. I think that that's something that's first nature to all of us. We want to look out for ourselves, we want to look out for money. But I think that the more you focus on somebody who is selfless, you can become more like him, right? And is love transactional? I mean, after having that conversation yesterday, I was disappointed to see that maybe love is transactional, you know? And I always thought, well, I have your back no matter what. But at the same time, now I have standards. I don't just like lend out that love to anybody. But yeah, I think that if you truly want to love, we have to raise our kids with that healthy love. And then also we have to look at ourselves and love ourselves. And you're absolutely right. If I love myself, I would not put myself in certain situations. You would not put yourself with a man that's cheated on you, a man that's hurting you, you know, but you are choosing that because something in you is broken. And I want to say, like, yeah, we may be older and we may not know things, but there's things in us working against us. And the only sign that it's working against us is our tears and our heartbreak. And it's until we get to the point that we want to start asking ourselves questions, that's when true healing happens. And I think a lot of people don't get there. They're so dysfunctional in their mind that they're not even aware I have to ask questions. They're just trying to heal the broken heart and the tears, not realizing it's a pattern, right? So I would say, I mean, love is really important to me. I try to hold myself to a high standard. I don't know if it's always unconditional. Babies, to the babies it's unconditional, but to everybody else it is somewhat transactional.
No, it's I'm gonna tell you like this. Well, if you fail to realize this, pretty much everything in life is transactional. We're expecting something in return for something that we have done, regardless of fact. What's up, my brother Positive? Regardless of fact, if I do something for you, I'm expecting something in return. However you look at it, even if it's I did this for you and you can't thank me, is that not transactional? Either, whether it's verbal or physical, it's always something that we are doing. That's what I'm saying. So if I'm loving you, allow me just to love you.
Yeah.
We should not sit and tell somebody we love them and waiting for them to tell, well, why you didn't tell me you love me back? I don't need to. It's something that you said. You said we need to go back to the child. So what I'm hearing is this: there are a lot of us right now that still have that inner child that is hurting, that is broken, and we have yet to go back and we have yet to fix that person. All right, Leo, I got you, brother. We have yet to fix the person, that child, that inner child that has been hurt, that has been destroyed, and we think that we're over that part of the life. But is that not past trauma? So we are still holding on to childhood trauma, thinking that because I'm an adult that I'm moving differently. But no, but here's the thing. You may be moving one way, but that hurt, that pain, that what you went through is a major part of who you are. It molded you to be the person that you are right now without you even realizing it and thinking, well, this is who I am. That's the reason why you keep saying this is who you are, because you never changed the person. You never changed that inner child.
And I will even say this because it took accountability to tear things out of me, like I had to get things. And one thing I will say is we grew up with our parents. There's no rule book for being raised, right? They're not perfect. Like my dad came here from Mexico. Like, you know, it was rough for him. It was rough for my mom. So one, I would say humanize your parents, take away mom and dad and look at them as a person. Okay, I was raised by teenagers and they did the best they could. Secondly, my mom was really hurt too. And her speech was always, men are no good. Men are just trash, right? So I had to catch myself as an adult saying the same things. And I was like, wait, I've never been hurt by a man like in that way. But why am I always saying men are trash, you know? So I had to go in and tear out the things that didn't even belong to me, but they were my foundation. And it's because it was put in me by my parents. And I think accountability, there's different levels. Like, what are the character flaws and things that were put into you by your parents and by people around you that aren't even who you are? After tearing these things out, I'm like, I don't hate men. You know, I have 5 brothers. They're good to me, you know, and I had to renew this mindset. And that's why I think, like, I know everybody's not Christian, but the word of God really helped clear my mind from all these toxic stuff.
No, you're right. And the thing is, that's, wow. That is true. When I don't understand how you can say, how can women say men are trash? You know, oh, men are trash, men are this, men are that. But at the end of the day, one thing we got to remember is we need each other, regardless of the fact, however you look at it. I need a woman, just like a woman needs a man. Yeah, sister, I don't need no man, I don't need a woman. But what is that? Like, to me, what is that? Where did that come from? All of a sudden now women don't need men. And I rarely hear a man say, I don't need no woman. A lot of us want women. A lot of us, we want it because, you know why? Because we need love. A man truly needs to be, I can love me all day. But when you get that love from a woman, it is different. It makes us think different. It makes us move different, but it got to be the right love. It has to be that love. Like when a man gets that woman, and you know when a brother's in love, and if y'all sisters don't know when your man is in love, then that means you got the wrong man or you just the wrong woman for that man. Straight up and down. Think about it. When a man is alone, we're definitely walking in this alpha state because I'm by myself. But when we in love with a woman, that alpha turns into from an alpha to a masculine state. A man that is dealing with so many women, he is an alpha. He is not no masculine man. If he got 5 or 6 women, he is an alpha because that's how he moved. That's his mindset. So there's no love for those women. But a man that has one woman has conformed to his masculine. It's a major difference. So when you got men talking about I'm an alpha male, or a woman, I'm an alpha female, that means you got a lot of men. To me, you don't have one man. You have a lot. And you have no love for the person. All you want to do is just be able to dictate, tell a person what to do. Because if you look in the animal species, right? What are alpha males? They're one person with a herd of women, and everybody has to do what he wants, what at his command. Look at the female lions. What they do, they hunt for him. He sits back laying his butt all day. But his job is just to protect them, to make sure that they're safe. That's it. My job is to make sure that you're safe, and you'll go out and hunt, and I'm eating first, and whatever I say, go. Bottom line. And the kids, once these dudes can have another male in here, he got to go too. Ladies can stay, dudes got to go. It's a big difference. It's the same thing right now. You got brothers that pretending to be something that they're not. And they want to have all these women, but that's what I'm saying. We're destroying the fabric of being in love with someone and loving on each other. For the simple fact is, we need a herd of women, or I need a herd of men.
Yeah, I think overall men just want to feel appreciated. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're longing for. And when they don't get that, they try to mask it with a bunch of girls, like all at one time, instead of just one girl that gives them everything that they need. You know what I mean? Like they'll have one girl that treats them good, one girl that gives them, a happy hour. You know what I mean? And have another girl for another reason. And all those girls could do all those things, but they'll still feel empty because they're not in one body. You know, he's essentially dividing his soul in half for each girl, and that's insane. It's exhausting on the spirit after a while.
It's very exhausting. But you said the right thing. All a man really wants is to feel appreciated. How can you be married to a woman that doesn't appreciate you and don't even tell you that, you know what, baby, I appreciate you, without any other thing behind it? Just that. Baby, I appreciate you. Not for what you do, I just appreciate you. We don't get that. We get appreciated for the things that we do, not just for being who I am. How hard is that for a woman to do that? But it's easy for a man to tell his woman, baby, I just appreciate you just for being who you are. Just for being who you are. Not what you do for me, because I see everything that you do for me. I just appreciate you for being who you are. It seems like it's almost impossible for some women to actually tell their man, their husband, their boyfriend, whatever the case, whoever he is. It's like, I don't appreciate him unless he's doing something. This is what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? So where is this love? Because to me, that's love. If you can sit there in my face and just tell me, you know what, baby, I appreciate you. And I may question, I appreciate me for what? Just because of who you are. You don't know how much that will mean to a man. How much it'll make him appreciate you as his woman even more. It sometimes even make him want to do things better. Like, yo, my woman truly appreciates me. Wow, guess what? You check something. You move something in that man without you even realizing that you moved something in him. Just by what you said, you spoke life into him. That's another way of speaking life into somebody. Telling the man that you love, that you claim that you love, I appreciate you. We would rather hear that more than, baby, I love you. I don't know. I could be right, I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think building up each other is so important. That's something, yeah, I agree with that.
I try to tell my husband daily, if not every other day. And when I first was doing it, he was kind of like, huh? what do you mean? Like, what did I do? You're just you. Thank you. So I agree with you. It's sad when you hear that type of response from a man because it shows they're not used to it. Because the ones that did say it's because I did something, and sometimes you still don't get appreciated if you do something, because a lot of women just won't.
And you know what will the worst thing is for a man to hear that from another woman, not the woman that he's with, but from another woman to actually tell your man that she appreciates him. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And sometimes y'all don't even care. Some women don't even care. If she truly don't care about it, I don't care. She can say she appreciates you, but she don't see what I see. It's not about, maybe because she sees something that you don't see. See, sometimes what some of your women understand is when you keep saying, when some of y'all say, oh, you know, she don't see what I see yet, because she sees something else that you can't see because you don't want to see it. Everybody's not looking through your lens. Just because you see the negative in a person, and a lot of time we have the tendency to constantly only want to see the negative in the person that we with instead of the positive. So when somebody else starts seeing certain things that you don't see in your man, you can't get mad. What's up, boss lady? You can't get upset. You need to get upset at yourself, because guess what? Your vision has been nothing but clouded. Your judgment has been clouded. Your doubts. You know, I heard something this morning. I was watching something. The brother said, you know, the enemy plays so many tricks. He's the one that he plants certain thoughts in our mind, and we run with them. The thoughts of doubt, being insecure, all of these things. And we don't take those out. And this is the reason why they said the word of God is so important. But I'm not going to sit here and preach on that, but I'm just saying is, and I'm using that because a lot of times we have men and women that don't see our partners for who they truly are. We only see the negative part about it because it's been so many things that we have never been over. So when we see certain patterns, all of a sudden this person is like this person is like that. I can't believe it. Not everything that you do, because you have to fix certain things. But guess what? You're not perfect. So there's going to be problems. There's going to be things. There's going to be situations in your relationship that, listen, either you could deal with it or you can't. But here's one thing that I know when my brother Donovan was talking about that investment. Some people don't want to leave the person that they're with because they have invested their time. Sometimes your marriages, sometimes your relationship, you just need, it's time to move on. But we can't sit here and say the only reason why I'm with you is because I invested so much into you. So you don't love me. You just love the fact that you had to invest in me.
I feel like, and this could be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like that's manipulation. Like, you can't bleed on someone so much when at the end of the day, you are with yourself 24/7. There's nobody in this world who will spend more time with you than yourself. Healing is your responsibility. To depend on a man to show up for you day after day after day and deal with the tantrums and the reactions, like, there's only so much a person can take. Like, that's not his responsibility. So, and I feel like, you know, playing the victim, he left me because I have so many issues. I mean, I can see that as being a hurt, but at the end of the day, you have to look way deeper. What did you do to pull these reactions out of him, right? And vice versa, same with men. It's accountability. It goes deep.
Oh, I'm going to tell you like this. Men, we trash. We trash. But the thing about our trash is we try to get better. If the thing is about, I could say about us as men, we may mess up, we may not do everything correctly, but if it's brought to our attention and we truly love that woman, we're going to make an effort to make it right. That I will say. We are not perfect beings. Yes, we do mess up. Men, we make mistakes all the time. But if I love you enough, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an effort to try to make it correct, so that way I don't make the same mistake twice. And even if I do make the same mistake twice, it's okay. Maybe I didn't learn the first time. I'm going to learn the second time. Maybe it takes a while because remember, like you said, some of us still have that kid in us that we never got rid of. We still have those past kid traumas that we never got rid of. So yes, sometimes you got to expect the unexpected because that's what relationships is all about. I'm expecting the unexpected. I'm not walking here expecting you to be a certain type of way. Because if that happens, then guess what? My heart is getting broken. I hurt myself. I'm getting upset. We have to stop walking around expecting someone to be something that they're not. You can't, and stop comparing someone to somebody that you was just with. That's what I'm saying. Where is this love? It's crazy. We think about it. I'm comparing you. You did exactly what my ex did. Guess what? Then that means you was never over your ex. Period. If you see me doing something that somebody else did in your past, guess what? You ain't healed from that person.
Agreed. You know, Donovan, I've been reading his book and I started this exercise where I'm journaling. And somebody asked me last night, they were like, how you're not going to know that you're ready for a relationship after all this healing until you're in a relationship, right? And my thing is, for anybody going through the healing journey, that's absolutely correct. But I did create, and I don't know if this is the right word, some boundaries for myself. So some of the boundaries is I can apologize when I'm wrong, listen to understand, not react quickly. So I think that even though we're not always going to be truly healed, it's okay to set boundaries on how you carry yourself. I'm teachable. That's a big thing because growing up, I was not teachable, So if you set these boundaries, it doesn't matter if you're healed or not, you can hold yourself accountable when it's time.
Yeah. I want to say, you know what the funny part is? The best way of dating is to date yourself. And I know it sounds crazy, but how do I date myself? By getting to know who you truly are. Getting to know who you truly are and being able to accept the person you are instead of pretending to be something that we're not. When can we do that? How do we start that? How do I start dating myself? By realizing your faults and understanding where your faults are. Not what you ain't going to stand for, but what you think another person's not going to stand for. Because see, we got to start thinking about the person that we with. What are they willing to put up with? Because I'm coming in relationship with my crap. But I got to make sure that my crap is good enough for the person to deal with. So let me just check myself. Maybe that person, if I start making changes this way, if I start doing things this way, maybe I don't have to. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to change your own mindset, not allowing somebody else to change it for you.
I agree. I think a big fault for women is we tend to marry our emotions and opinions with facts. So when we argue with the man, we're really arguing our emotions and our feelings and what we think versus what actually happened. And I think that is the most I used to do that all the time, and I used to cry myself to sleep, not understanding why I was misunderstood. But I think that's the first place of women investing in yourselves. Understand how to separate what actually happened, the facts, and then talk about your feelings and emotions.
Well, no, let me tell you what men do. And since you want to be there, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times we already predict what the conversation gonna be like. We plan it out in our heads. The moment a woman be like, I want to talk to you, we are already playing this whole thing in our mind. What she's going to say, how she's going to move. We're already thinking of how I'm going to counter this woman. We do. That's why they say men, we ain't thinking logically. We just trying to think a strategic way to get out of this conversation and to make this thing go quicker. And it goes quicker. But if I say this, I know she's going to say that. So a lot of times while y'all talking to us, and y'all don't think that we hearing y'all, but we also playing a whole nother scenario in our head, that's why sometimes we get quiet. Exactly. Preparing to respond. Exactly. We will sit there and be like, let it just manifest it. I can't believe she's saying this. Dang, I'm in my feelings. And then we'll get in our feelings and be mad and still trying to think of another way because you know why? A man, we truly don't want to argue with you. We really want the situation to get resolved as quick as possible. It's like, okay, you caught me. I said what I said. Fine. Let it go. There's no need for me to keep explaining something that I just explained to you. Now, If you don't understand how I explained it, then that means you don't know your man. What do you mean? What do you mean? You know what I mean. I just told you what I mean. Now I got to reiterate exactly what I said to make it fit your narrative. We got to stop.
Yeah.
We got to stop that. If he said what he said, take it for what it is. If you claim that you know your man, you know how your man talks, you know certain things that he's doing, take that. There's no need for him to have to go back and reiterate anything, because we don't do that. What you mean, woman? We hear y'all the first time. We get it the first time.
The thing is, women want you to answer their feelings, not the situation.
But you said it right there. If that's the case, then leave your feelings. Get over your feelings before you have the conversation, because I'm not here to answer your feelings. I'm here to answer the questions. And if you see, I'm glad you said that, because I didn't know that. And I don't think a lot of brothers knew that right now. We should not have to answer a woman's feelings. That's why you need to get over your feelings before y'all have these conversations, so that way your feelings don't get involved. This is the reason why, and now I see why some conversations go the way that they go, because we're sitting there too busy trying to answer the questions and cater to your feelings at the same time.
That's why I'm saying we need to learn how to separate the two, because we're always going to be having two different conversations. I want you to answer how I feel, even if I was wrong. You want to talk about what actually happened. And we're always going to be fighting and crying now, because we're not even having the same conversation.
You think? And then sometimes those conversations, what happens? Here's the funny part. Do you ever notice that a lot of conversations that we have with our persons never truly get ended? They never get resolved. This issue, regardless of the fact of how much you guys talk, that issue is still there. It just came to a head, and you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. Because that's what it comes to. You know what? It is what it is, because when you got both parties that want to be right, that's one of the hardest things to get over. We're both trying to be right. We both trying to get our points across. At the end of the day, at this point, you know what? Get your point across. Let me hear what you got to say. And this is what we should be as men. Because it's like, we already know women, you know, y'all be in your feelings. And some of us men be in our feelings too. What's up, Aquarius? Rich Rising System. So at the end of the day, you know what, baby? Let's do this. Say what you got to say. I'm going to sit here and listen to it. I may not agree with what you said, but guess what? Get your feelings out the way. Get your feelings out the way, so that way, when we have this up, then we can have a conversation. But say what you feel first. Get your feelings out first. That way, when we have this conversation, there's no more. You got all your feelings and all that stuff out of it.
And that, I think, is investing in your partner. I think a lot of people don't truly know how to invest, especially if you love your woman. You're doing her a disservice by not helping her grow in that area, because not only is she doing this with you, but she's doing this at work. She's doing this with her friends, with her family. So it's everywhere. And we don't know the things in us working against us, right? So if you love your partner truly, you have to be patient enough to be able to help her understand and also work through this, even if it means like shutting my mouth. It shouldn't last a lifetime, right? But the beauty that comes out of that is accountability, is better conversation, solution-based understanding. You know, it's just so much more clarity and easier to live with herself. Because I think a woman wants to go to bed crying every night because she's misunderstood. Those are some horrible feelings to sleep with, wake up with, and like just think on for weeks at a time, right? But you're actually helping her find peace in the times that you're patient and investing in her.
Look, some women don't even go to bed crying. They go to bed, they can go to bed, wake up the next day and act like nothing happened. You know who can do that? Me. I'll be real. I can be mad at you today and go to bed and wake up tomorrow and it's a brand new day. I'm not letting that crap intervene in my neck. No. For what? Why am I dragging? We don't understand how much baggage we got to carry. All right, brother. We don't understand how much stuff that we are carrying on from yesterday to the next day that we could just let go. Here's the thing. If it's not bothering if it's not detrimental to your health, it's not messing up your finances, you're not about to lose your home, and you're not about, and nobody's about to pass, let it go. There's no need to hold on to stuff listen, because I'm going to be real. A lot of times, these conversations that we have goes from what we're talking about now to something that happened 3 months ago, to something that, and stuff just keep resurfacing. But This is why I'm saying nothing gets resolved because there's always something else that you want to bring up. And don't be wrong. Don't let the man get you. Don't let him be like, all right, so this is what it is. Now what? Oh, but remember when you see, because a lot of times I understand this. When a woman feels like she's wrong and her back is against the wall, she's coming with ammunition, which means, but you ain't say that when you did X, Y, and Z. Hold up. We had time to talk about X, Y, and Z. We talking about A, B, and C. Now, how you jump all the way to the back of the alphabet when we still at the beginning? Because what you said in the beginning, listen, I answered it. Now what?
You answered it without validation, though.
What
So
you
we're seeking the validation piece, and so if you don't give that to me, that's why the argument is ongoing and there's never resolution. And she's bringing up 3 months ago because you didn't acknowledge him, validate me 3 months ago. So that's why it's coming up 3 months later because you're never validating my feelings. That's why.
Well, also,
let me. I got to take a poll, ladies and gentlemen, for those women that are in the comments. So what I'm hearing right now, if a man doesn't validate, put a 1 if a man needs to validate your feelings and validate the just put a 1. I gotta see this.
I have mixed feelings on that.
I'm telling you what I know. I'm not saying it's me, but I have been hurt before. So I get it. That's why we do it. Because to us, you're not hearing me if you're not acknowledging my feelings and emotions about the said situation. That's what it is. It's
How am I
a
not?
woman thing.
How is a man not hearing y'all? I don't understand that. We right here. We listen to everything you say. Oh, because I'm not validating how you feel is the problem. It ain't the issue. It ain't the problem itself. It's your feelings that I'm not.
Like Rain said, you got to separate the two because we're addressing my feelings and what you did to make me feel this way.
Really?
We're not even addressing what happened because you made me feel this way. I need you to acknowledge that you made me feel this way.
Wait a
Look at all
minute.
the ones in the chat.
I see.
Look at all the ones in the chat.
I will say this, and go ahead.
This is wild.
yeah, I was
It's the
just gonna say,
truth.
I think I know what's happening. I think what's happening is the men are addressing the actual problem at hand without addressing the damage that was done to them.
Correct.
What damage? Hold up. Time out, bro. Time out. Hold up. You come to me with a problem, I address the problem. Now I got to address your feelings as well to make sure that you feel okay with how I'm addressing it. And then not even that, I got to address your feelings. Well, baby, how you feel before we have this conversation? I want to make sure that you're okay to have this conversation because I love you so much. And I just want to make sure that you're okay with what I'm about to say.
Well, I think acknowledging the damage helps better ensure in their mind that you understand them and that you won't do it again. If that makes sense.
He's gonna do it again 9 times out of 10. The issue is this is how it made me feel. You're not acknowledging that part. Did you even consider me when you did that thing?
Wait a minute.
Did
So
you consider how it would make me feel?
okay, so
I'm just telling you.
No,
I'm
I
just
get what
telling
you're
you
saying.
I know.
No, I get what you're saying. So here's my thing. Knowing that I did something, right? And I sat there and I apologized to you, baby. Listen, I didn't mean to make you feel this way. I apologize. Is that me not acknowledging your feelings? Or is that me not validating your feelings? The moment I told you, I didn't mean to make you feel this way, baby, I apologize. Did I not just validate your feelings? Is that not good enough?
It is, but a lot of times
Look
you
at
don't
Roxy.
get that. Men don't give us that. So
Hold up.
yes,
Roxy said
we
not
don't
enough.
get that.
Wait a minute.
I just think
Yo, this is wild.
this is an unpopular opinion, but I think a lot of us are just not emotionally mature. And again, if you have a partner that you love, you're not going to be a victim to her emotions your entire relationship. Maybe you met someone who's a little bit immature with how she feels. It's going to take time to invest. And yes, like when I was like younger, I needed someone to validate my feelings a little more. Now I'm more solution based and I learn the person that I'm with and I know what you mean when you say it, you know? So it's like there's levels to this. You should not always be stuck on just always addressing her feelings every single time, that's where growth is going to happen when you have a good partner, in my opinion. So, but yeah, at times women do want their feelings validated. That's just how it is. But also women need to learn how to ask for what they want. A lot of times they think a man is a mind reader. You come and apologize, but now my feelings weren't addressed. So now I'm still mad. And of course I'm going to bring it up again, right? And that's unfair to the man. So it's like, there's just levels to maturity, and it's how much do you want to invest in your partner to make her a good partner for you?
Brother D, good morning, my brother. Good morning. I don't know how much I do not know how much of this you have caught. But I'm at listen. So what I would love these ladies to explain this again. They would talk about how if you and your woman having a conversation, we're discussing the conversation. They're getting mad because we don't validate their feelings during the conversation.
Okay, I'll explain it. And I'm not saying it's correct. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how women are. I was saying that a lot of times women have a conversation with a man, and we're having the conversation based off of our feelings and emotions and our opinions versus what actually happened. So when we go into a conversation, we want our man to have the conversation that more caters to our feelings and emotions, and he's talking to us of what actually happened.
Okay,
and
so
I
Rain,
said women
let's
need
role
to
play,
separate the two. Okay.
Let's role play this.
I don't know how to role play. Okay, let's just do it.
Let's start a discussion with me.
Okay, what's the problem here?
Just start a discussion. You figure out one. Just figure out a problem.
My feelings were hurt because
you said you was coming home at 10 and you came home at 12:30 in the morning.
Okay. So, Rain, honey, are we going to have a logical discussion or are we going to have an emotional one? Because I want to know how I need to participate in this.
Okay, that's a great way to start this. Well, I want to talk about how I feel.
Okay. So we're going to have an emotional discussion. Now, the rash thing I need you to understand is this. When I respond emotionally, don't have a feeling about it.
Okay. You told me you were going to be home at 10. I had your dinner ready for you on the table, and I waited for you. You didn't come home.
It's traffic.
But my feelings are really hurt. I thought, okay, I can't argue traffic. You say traffic, I'm going to have to understand that. That's a valid point. Okay.
That's the thing,
could you
right?
have at least, you didn't call me, you didn't text me. I was sitting here with your dinner. And, I thought we were going to spend some time together tonight.
I was frustrated.
With me?
With traffic.
Then that's something you should have told me. Why didn't you share that with me?
Because I was frustrated.
Okay, but there's two people in this relationship. I cooked you dinner, it's sitting at the table, and you just walk in at 12:30?
I didn't want to bring my frustration home.
Okay. Going forward, even if you're frustrated, can you at least send me a text and let me know that you're stuck in traffic? I can make you no
promises, but I can promise to do my best that if my frustration doesn't get the best of me, I will make a call.
Sir, you don't want to be in a relationship.
What?
Because if I'm sitting at home, cooking dinner, getting things ready for you, making sure you have peace at home, you can't send me one text and say, hey, I'm going to be late.
But I also would like you to understand this. As you very well stated earlier, right? There's two people in this relationship. You didn't send a text, no call either.
Hello.
So
what? Oh, I did it?
Nope.
I think I would have.
Hold on.
Don't worry about it. Hey, your food's ready.
Where was your emotional antennas at?
You should have just known.
I know. No, see, bingo.
Let's go. Let's go.
I love when things come full circle. When y'all hear me when I say this. God be with me, because everything we talked about, there's always somebody in the room to witness. 137 people got to witness this moment. Thank you.
That's what women would have said. You should have just known.
See? And exactly. That's exactly what it is. The fact of the matter is this, and I love that role play scene. Because I was given, in my mind, I was like, well, bro, you could have called. But then at the same token, he was in his feelings based on he didn't want to give you that energy. And sometimes y'all don't see that part where it's like, well, you could have picked up the phone and called me. Baby, you could have called me too just to check up on me to make sure that I'm okay. You already in the house. So as a woman, you should have been like, hold up. You already know if I'm not home at 10 o'clock, I'm not home at a certain time. Yo, what's up? Where you at? I need to check up on my man to make sure he's okay. I shouldn't have to call you to tell you, baby, I'm stuck in traffic at whatever time, because now you already giving me thing. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. This is where that give and take come in.
So now he gets home. I'm in bed mad. I don't want to talk.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
She's mad. I'm gonna tell you why she's mad. She forgot that I'm human, just like she is, and her human essence and that essence was higher than mine. Not intentionally. Her feelings were more of a priority than my experience in life at that current juncture. And men and women alike both do this.
Yeah.
Because Sunday morning, I want to prep and get ready to watch football. Baby, can you?
And the thing is,
I'm putting myself over a situation when I need to. Hey, I can do this real quick. Football, I'm not getting paid to do. It's just something I enjoy to watch. I'm not getting paid to do it, right? It's not a priority. So my emotional attachment of it needs to be released.
I'm reading the chat and everyone's saying it's about the respect and feelings. I would say a relationship is growing communication with each other. So, I need to learn how my man acts when he's frustrated. He needs to learn how I feel when he misses dinner, and these are things that we will work on in time. We can work on it in
Rain, sis.
Like, I know she's going to not feel appreciated.
Rain, respectfully, let me tell you something.
Okay, I'll listen.
I'm going to tell you this. If a man is not home, right, and he's already frustrated, he is not going to call you because he does not want to. You already in the house. He doesn't want to give you that energy. And I'm telling you something from a man's point of view, so y'all women can get it to you. You know what I mean? Y'all can take off that hat and put this one on real quick. When we are frustrated, we do not want to call you because we don't want to disrupt your evening or your day. That's number one. Regardless of the fact, why you didn't call me? You know you're supposed to be home at this time. Now you adding more frustration to me. But the fact, instead of telling me, baby, where you at? Are you okay? What's going on? See the difference? See the different response? If you can pick up the phone instead of telling, yo, where you at? Why you ain't home? What's going on? What you doing? You are already adding more frustration to that man. Now when he comes home, his energy is even more different than when it started because he's stuck somewhere where he shouldn't be. When you pick up the phone and you call him, be like, hey, babe, listen, I just want to make sure you're okay. Now he feels secure. Okay, wow. She's thinking about, look, babe, I'm stuck in traffic right now. I'm gonna get with you. But right now, I'm just stuck. I'll be home. I should be home at this time. Now, if you still upset the fact that this man walked in the house because you cooked something that he could have ate when he came in the house because he didn't sit down and have dinner with you, and you already called him and know his situation, and no, the host is not biased. At the end of the day,
no, it's a good point.
At the end of the day, you going to bed mad because he came home late, which means that you are selfish. That was a selfish act, because why are you mad at me after we already had the phone call and you knew I was coming home late? And I gave you the reason why. Matter of fact, let me FaceTime you to show you where I'm at. Now I got to FaceTime you. You see all this traffic we in? We in LA traffic. Now you see where I'm at.
Okay. What I meant to say, and maybe it didn't come off right, I like to learn the person that I'm with. So out of that experience, even if there was negative reactions, I'm going to learn, okay, if he is in traffic, he's going to be frustrated. He's not going to reach out to me. It's my job to send him a sweet text or just say, hey, get home safe. I can't wait to see you, So it's collecting data and adjusting and, and conforming. When it's a good man, it's okay to conform to your man. So in certain areas. So.
Really, Roxy?
I hear you.
She said gaslighting, derailment, deflection. No, and but it goes both ways. And I'm going to be honest. It do go both ways. But so here's the thing. And I'm going to be real. If a man he's going to be late, he gets stuck in traffic, the first thing he is going to do is pick up that phone. Oh, babe, look, I'm stuck.
Uh-huh.
I'm stuck. I'm not going to be home on time. Now, fellas, tell me if I'm wrong. If there's any men in the comments, please put a 1 if I'm correct. If we already know that we're not going to be home on time, what's the first thing we do? We pick up that phone.
Yeah, especially when you got your lady, you're gonna let her know.
Yeah, we're gonna let you know, babe, I'm running late.
Like I say, the thing is that happens the most in these situations is, like I say, it's the human capacity of things, right? We want somebody to be perfect in areas that we're not perfect in, and that's the whole thing. So when we come down to it, and you read a lot of the banter from the comments in the chat, it's like, okay, but in the situation that appears, are you going to be responsible enough to have that human understanding, have that interaction? Do you have to understand that there was things that took place during that individual's day that you were not a part of?
Right. I would even take it one step further. Sometimes us women, and I don't do this anymore, but I did it so much when I was younger, we set unrealistic expectations. So same scenario, but I'm surprising you with dinner. And in my mind, oh, it's going to be a great night, candlelit, I did all this work. I cooked for 5 hours. You didn't know that. So now you come home at midnight and I'm there crying because the plans that I had, all these expectations were not met. And I think women tend to set ourselves up for failure sometimes by creating this whole scenario in our head. And when the man doesn't fit into that scenario, our whole week is ruined. And I think that's something that women need to also pay attention to.
Wait, hold up, time out. Rewind it. How does one day affect the whole week?
I mean, I'm just being,
No, you being real. You being real.
Some women, like, they hold on to things and they're like, I did this for you on Monday and I just, I set up this entire beautiful romantic night and you rejected me. And it's just like, and you just hold on to her. Like, women just tend to hold on to things.
But guess what? But here's the beauty of it. Because we together, and if you know your man, then guess what? I'll make it up to you.
Yeah.
See, it's the makeup part should be the most important part. Not what happened, not the incident, not what happened, but the makeup should be the best part, even if you're upset. So now if you're mad at me, guess what? I'm gonna find a way for you to be I'm going to find a way for you and I to be happy again. Instead of holding on to that hate and holding on to that I'm mad at you stuff. We gotta, I'm gonna be honest. We as men and women, if you're in a relationship, you've been with somebody more than 2 or 3 years, let's just be real. Stop with that. I'm holding this. Why do you keep holding a grudge against some? How can I say I love you, but I'm mad at you for X amount of days? You're doing it for a reason. It's petty. Because the same thing you do to me is what you've been doing to other men, and the same thing I've been doing to you is what I've been doing to other women. Which means, once again, what? We are taking traits from our past relationship and bringing them into the new one. What's up, Kimberly? How you doing, sister? This is exactly what we're doing. I'm doing to you what I did to my last men, what I did to my last 4 or 5 boyfriends. I'm doing to you what I did to the last 5 or 6 chicks. I'm not that dude, and you're not those women.
Agree.
So when do our mindsets change? Because it don't. You know why? Because we're still stuck in this is who I am phase.
It's a decision. You have to unlearn behaviors, but you have to want to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great statement. Anybody who says this is who I am, that's unhealthy and you're stuck in your ways. And yeah, that's not a statement of growth.
And the worst part about it is, it's like the person that's actually continuously trying to be that way is comfortable. It's comfortable to them, and they're never going to change because they don't want to, because they don't see themselves changing, but their expectations of you need to change because their life is right. I've been doing this all my life. I haven't got it wrong. These men have been getting it wrong. I've been doing it right all my life as a man. These women have been getting it wrong. It ain't me, it's them. It's always been them. But then you got to think about how many people you have already bounced through, but ain't none of them get it right but you. So out of every woman I dealt with, I got it right, but they all got it messed up. Huh? When do I sit here and say, you know what? I messed up in my relationships. I messed up because I wasn't right. We want people to bend and yield to our own ideologies of some of the things of how we talk, how we think, certain things. Listen, she got to be like this. She got to think like that. I said this earlier. I'm gonna say it again. What I don't like, for men that men do is look at women as items. Stop sitting there looking at a woman and talking about things that you will want to do to her. Oh man, I want to do so many things to you. Like that is lame. Too, we need to start learning how to speak to women instead of just telling them how beautiful they are. Oh, you sexy. Oh, mine, this, that, and the third. All of those things. Like to me, it's corny. One of the worst things you could tell someone, what's your zodiac sign? What's your sign? What does that have to do with the tea in China? Like we got it, and I don't even call it game. We have to change our language and get rid of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about men. We got to stop. We got to get rid of the game because we can't call yo D. How am I gonna call myself a man? Yo E. How am I gonna call myself a man? But I'm still shooting game. Make it make sense.
Yeah, that seems like a little boy sport.
Yeah, it's the truth. How can I sit and say I'm a man, but I'm spitting game to a woman instead of talking to her? Y'all ladies ain't hearing me right now because some of y'all women love the game. Y'all love the game because y'all like to play. Y'all, listen, I think some women want to be played. Well, I said it.
They do. I think they do too. And I think that's the difference between someone who spent time with themselves and someone who's just likes the games.
Yeah, also, guys that start off with game, somewhat to a degree, are already starting off the relationship in a rocky standpoint because they're starting off being somewhat dishonest. That's the whole point of running game,
Quiet Storm, welcome in.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother.
I heard what was being talked about. However, I wanted to be clear on the actual subject. So can you give that to me?
Well, the actual subject. I mean, you just gotta read the room, bro. Cause we done went from the subject. We just coasting. So you can get in where you fit in. Whatever part of the conversation you heard, it's all good.
Yeah, no, the last conversation that I actually got out of was about single mothers and men, not single mothers, but single mothers with children. And then, a man coming in to actually, try to create structure, etc., for them. And it ended up turning out being a huge clusterfuck, basically.
Well, I don't think we was talking about that here, but
Right. So that's why I was saying that I want to get clear with what we're talking about.
Oh, so you wasn't even listening. You just came into the live and just jumped on the platform. I thought you was already in the joint.
No. What happened is I tried to join a live and I think I pressed a button and it said join a live and it ended up pushing me to you.
Of course it does. Nah.
So I apologize.
I got no. You good, brother? Don't worry about it. So basically, I'm gonna continue speaking, and then that way you can just fill in with, what I'm saying? You can fill in. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm speaking about us men. I like to talk about men because, and we're talking about relationships and how we move and how women move. We got sisters speaking on what women do. We got men speaking on what men do. But my take is, I think us men, when it comes to us, we need to change how we truly talk to women, how we interact with them now. Like a lot of things need to change. Real talk. We need to get out of this. We need to get out of that teenage boy mentality and stop trying to pretend to be something that we're not. We need to start coming correct to women and leave all the BS behind and just be real. Allow a woman to accept us for who we are instead of trying to pretend to be something that we're not or trying to be somebody else.
I understand where you're coming from with that, but I have a counter question to what you just said. The reason why I'm asking is because the thing is that yes, we men do need to, do these particular things. However, we also need to look at the other side, the flip side of that coin. There's a lot of women that are out here that have a certain expectation for men based off of, just right out the gate. And most of it is financial. I've seen it too many times. As a matter of fact, I've been a victim of it myself, and I hate to even call myself a victim, but I've seen it. So when these things, when these women, like say for example, I've had a situation where, like I have a decent looking car. I'll meet a woman, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. However, once I leave her, and then I go get into my car and stuff like that, now the situation changes. Why does that change?
Because of what you have. But guess what? As a man, we should see that and not even want to deal with that type of woman. So it still falls back on us. Regardless of who the woman is, it still reflects back on me. Now, it's the choice that I want to make. Do I want to deal with this woman? Now I'm going to deal with her, but I'm not going to deal with her as a woman. I'm going to use her in a certain type of light. So once again, it falls back on the man. However you look at it. If a woman is not interested in you, not for what you have, not for the things that we value, but if she's not looking at you for you, then guess what? As a man, I can see if this woman whether she wants to deal with me or not. We know these things. We as men, we know these things, brother. But we just sit here and we accept the BS because you know what? We start doubting ourselves. Well, she looks too good to want to be with me. But because I got this, because I got that, you know why she's hanging on to you. The moment that you try to talk to her and she didn't speak to you, and then you went to your car and she seen what you was driving, so the first thing that came to mind was ching ching. The first thing that could have came to your mind was You had the opportunity to talk to me when I was over there, but now you want to see what I was worth. A lot of times we got to understand we already know what we're worth. As a man, you should know what you're worth as a man, number one, regardless of what you're driving. Because if she's not willing to speak to me outside of my car, then guess what? You're not getting in my car.
Right. You're absolutely right. And I feel where you're coming from. But at the same time, what I'm actually getting at, yes, the thing is, I blame myself for a lot of matter of fact, I blame myself for literally everything. So I can literally correct myself. I can reflect. I have the ability to sit back, reflect, and be like, you know what? That was my fault. Let me fix this. Let me change it. However, if I'm the person that's doing all of the changing, what is she doing?
It's not about, but see, here's the thing. Now, I'm glad that you said that. See, if you're making changes and she's not changing, then she's not the right woman for you, straight up and down. Because if you're making changes and she sees the changes that you're making, she's willing to make changes herself to adjust to you. Because last I checked, the woman is supposed to know the man. So if you're making the right changes in your life to move forward and to do better, guess what? She's going to want to do better. And at the end of the day, she's going to conform to her feminine. But if you're trying to make changes and she don't see the changes that you're trying to make, and she think that it's not worth it, then guess what? She's not worthy.
Okay. So okay, now I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. Where you're talking about is already in the form of a relationship. Where I'm getting at is prior to the relationship and actually getting to know this person.
Well, see, so I'm glad you said that part. So if I'm getting to know you, what do I need to change? You're getting to know me. And guess what? Before I get to know somebody, I want to make these changes before. I don't want to make something during while they're getting to know me. Because as you're getting to know me, now I'm making changes, guess what? I'm confusing that person.
No. Let me drag it back a little bit. I'm saying that, say for example, what I'm talking about is hey, look, I've met so many women, I've made so many changes, to my life as a man and how to operate and how to move forward. But what I'm saying is, once I get to that particular point, how does it make sense for me to make all of these changes? I've turned literally into I've turned into a great man. Something that's outside of what I normally do, but I'm operating in that type of energy. Now, what happens when I'm actually trying to meet a good woman, and the only thing that I'm getting is reciprocity from women that just want to take advantage instead of want to actually learn me? That makes it a little bit harder, but at the same time, I know that this is the energy that a lot of people are operating in.
So watch this. You can be a good man, but still in the same dating pool.
Okay.
You can change everything. You can change everything about you, but you still be in the same dating pool. So when you're making changes, you got to make a complete change. See, that's one of the things that we as men forget. We can say I'm a good man. I've made changes in my life, but I'm still dating the same type of women. I'm still getting the same results. So guess what? So once you start changing who you are, change your movements, move different, position yourself differently. Same thing I tell women. I tell the sisters the same thing. You can't want to be in a relationship and want to do something if you're not positioning yourself correctly to be found by the right man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We as men, we got to learn how to reposition ourselves. The moment we get out of something, the moment we see things are different, hold up. I'm keep getting the same results with the same type of women. Even though I'm a good man, I'm making changes in my life, but I'm still attracting these type of women. What is wrong with me? I got to change my attraction. I got to change my stance. Now I got to change another way how I see women. Because I'm still looking at women, even though you changed you, but your mindset is still looking at women the same type of way.
I understand your perspective, and I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh, no doubt, brother.
I'm just like it's the thing is like it's a constant. Like I said, like for me personally, I know that I've done a lot of things, to change myself and reposition myself, and it's actually put me in a better light that I never even imagined. So I'm grateful for those changes. However, it seems like whenever I deal with women, I'll see them. Yes, that they, I'll deal with a lot of them, and I'll disqualify a lot of them because of once they end up finding out, like, oh, this dude got an Audi S8, this dude got this. Now they want to change their mind, and then they want to come to me because of I have resources, I have things. But the thing is that like my personality, you can tell just why we're talking right now. I'm a cool, laid back guy, and that's just the way that I operate. That's the energy that I operate on. So, but with that, all those changes that I've done, and still trying to meet a good woman without her thinking about the resources or anything else and just looking at me as a good man. That's one of the things, one of the hangups or choke points that I continue to deal with.
So let me ask you a question. I'm asking, do you and I need you to be honest. A lot of brothers, I know we do this. I'm not saying all of us, but I know a lot of brothers. Do you tell a woman what kind of car you drive? When they be like, do you drive? What do you do for a living? This, that, and the third. Do you provide certain information?
No. Because the reason why I don't do those things, to me, what I've learned is you never lead with the things that you have. You lead with your personality and your character first. And then if they follow along with that, then once they end up seeing everything else that you have, once they're with you, then it's like, okay, well, this is just icing on a cake.
Well, then that means that. So here's the thing. To be honest, that means those type of women don't value you. And like I said, it could be you need to change your pool. Matter of fact, just like I tell people this, get out of the pool and go to the ocean. It's a bigger variety. Because see, when you go to the pool, you can look down, you can see your feet. You shouldn't want to see your feet. You should want to keep walking. And the deeper you get, the more options you have. Ocean is bigger. There's more options. You stay in that same dating pool, in that same scene, around the same crowd. That's all you're going to get. They don't see that. They don't value you. They just see the value of what you have to offer them.
You're right. You're right about that. And the reason why I say I'm a bit of an extreme case is because I've gotten so extreme that, like I said, I've changed myself. I've even relocated to another state. just to see like, hey, look, maybe it's just over here that they're doing that. Let me try this over here in Texas and see how it goes, but it doesn't change.
You know what? I got a better idea. Try this. Instead of driving, take an Uber. You laughing? Am I tell them eat? Instead of driving, take an Uber sometime. Walk. Get a bike.
Listen, I do bike riding every day. It clears my head, man. It really does. And just to touch on what you were saying, that changing the location, the reason why that's not a viable option anymore is because of social media. Social media has made everybody close. and
Right.
identify with other BS just to justify their own because of what they see on social media. It's sort of like confirmation bias.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why no matter where you go, it'll be the same.
You know what, E? A lot of time we sit here and we say things like, when it comes to us men, and I respect what the brother's saying, but guess what? Sometimes we put ourselves out there when we taking them on these dates, and we taking them to places where they can't even read the menu. We ain't no numbers on the menu because we trying to impress. First of all, we need to stop trying to impress somebody, and I'm talking about men. We need to stop trying to impress these women because the worst thing that we're doing is they're not looking at us. They're looking at what we have to offer. So if I'm like, you know what, you want to go on a date, I'm gonna take you out. Let's go to Starbucks. We can get a cup of coffee. Because the same thing we doing at this restaurant, we could do in Starbucks. We can sit down, have a cup of coffee, get you a sandwich, and we can have a conversation. Because that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk. So I need to talk to you over a $300 bill when I can talk to you over something for $15. What's the difference? The conversation is still the same. Like, for real.
Facts.
This is what brothers don't think about. And then they put it in, and then exactly, even less than that. Listen, y'all two can go to, if you live in New York, you can go downtown, get you a dollar slice and a soda, and y'all both can sit there. Regardless the fact, what people fail to realize is not what you spend. The conversation is still going to be the same. Regardless the fact. No man should have to sit there and impress a woman with the side of his wallet to get her. This is where the problem lies. And then they wonder why, man, I can't believe I'm meeting these type of women, because you're doing the same thing. And I'm not saying that, brother, but at the end of the day, we are doing the same thing. We taking them on these expensive dates, getting reservations in 5-star restaurants that we ain't never been to before. We ain't even been there. We just heard about it. Yo, I took my girl to Benny Child's or whatever this place is like. Oh, like, huh? Dude, what we gonna do is this, baby. We gonna go to the Chinese restaurant buffet. All you can eat for $23. We're gonna sit there and have the same conversation. That's it. Get you a drink, call it a day. Ain't no need for me to do it. I don't know why. It's crazy work, but this is what men do, and then they wonder why this is the reason why we do what we do, and then we wonder why we get the type of women that we get, because we put ourselves in that situation. Once again, it falls back on who? It falls back on us.
Yeah, facts. Also, I think another reason why men do that as well, I'm not saying it's the main reason, but another reason is I think some men view them, I don't want to say tricking, but them spending hella bread on a girl is somehow eliminating other men who maybe don't have access to that much bread. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, eat.
That's one of the biggest things that I end up meeting. What I end up doing as a strategy. That's like, look, you know what? I'm just gonna stop all this extra stuff, and I'm just gonna try to meet them, on a basic level. So when I do those particular things, and I even recommended, hey, look, let's go to Starbucks. Let's go hang out. Let's do something regular. No, the immediate thing that comes out of most of their mouths are, no, can you take me to a 5-star restaurant?
No, brother. So you did it. Listen, at the end of the day, the moment you tell them that tells you how they value themselves. It's not you. So you doing the right thing. If the moment she be like, oh, if you don't want to go with me there, that tells me a lot about you as a woman. Walk away. You ain't got to stay there and all right, you know what? Because now you're investing into someone that don't need to be invested in, who's not truly willing to invest in you.
Thanks.
I would argue that it is him. And you said it earlier, it's your type. It's the dating pool. It's who you're around. If you keep finding the same person over and over, at some point you got to look at yourself. I'm going to be real with you, because I did the same thing, and I looked at myself and I found the issues in me that's attracted to that, and I'm not attracted to that anymore. So if you're dating the same person, it just, the fingers are pointing at you.
Well, that's the point that I was trying to get to.
I appreciate you bringing that up, and I thank you for giving that to me. I'm just trying to let you know that I've done those things. I've changed the different type of people that I actually go for. That's why I said I brought it back down to the basics. But then most of them, like I said, they don't appreciate the basics. So it's like, where do I go from here if I can't meet a good woman that just wants to?
Ain't no such thing as a good woman, bro. That's the problem. Stop looking for good women. And first of all, let me do. First of all, what's up to my brother Stopper? I see you in the building. Welcome back, baby. There's no such thing as a good woman. That's the number one. Stop looking for something that's not there. That's all fabrication. I'm looking for a good woman. No. At the end of the day, a good woman is a woman that is only one woman that is good for you. That's it. There's only one woman that's good for you.
Right.
If you're looking for them, you're not going to find them. That's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Okay.
You ain't gonna find that. You just gotta find somebody that is right for you, that fits your nap, that matches your fly. And a lot of people don't. And I ain't talking about what you wear. A woman that matches your fly, which means, guess what? She's willing to do the least. She's willing to do the most with the least. You get what I'm saying? We can go to Starbucks.
I will say too. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt anybody. Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, like, if you're really looking to find a different type of person, everything Velvet says, I agree. But I would also say change your environment. Like for me, I started volunteering a lot, and oh my God, the hearts of the men that I'm around, it is so attractive. So find something that you're passionate about and participate in it. I don't know what it is, but you will start seeing people that think like you, whether it's church, whatever the case is. And I'm not saying like go find a woman, but if you want somebody with similar values, similar mindsets, put yourself in the position too, in the environment, right? That's my opinion.
Okay.
So my brother Stopper just said, quiet storm, respectfully. Spend time on yourself. It is a tough and ugly process until you do that. He's right. He's 100% right. You have to work on you. Work on you and know your worth. But at the end of the day, forget about the things that you have. Eliminate all the things in your mind. You will attract who you want. Yep. You have to stop thinking about worrying about a woman only wants me for what I have. You're already planting that seed. Get that out. First of all, get rid of that seed, number one. Stop planting that seed. She only wants me for what I value. Stop worrying about what you value and value yourself more than the things that you have. Not your car, not your finances, not your home. I value me because this is who I am. These things, this car, this money, this job, whatever I have, does not make me who I am. I make me who I am. And if a woman can't see me for who I am, then guess what? She's not worthy of my time. Stop giving these women all this. Stop giving these women your time just because they look good. Because everything that look good ain't good for you.
Right.
Real talk. Like you got it, brother, for real. You on the track, man. But the reason why I appreciate you coming up, because this is what brothers need to do. I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to tell you where you're wrong, because it's not my job to tell you where you're wrong. It is my job from a man to a man to speak to you as a brother.
Right.
To tell you there's other ways of doing stuff. Stop letting these women, just because they looking at you for what you have, you should automatically know. You see it. These women only want me for what I have. So guess what? It's time for me to fall back. Let me fall back. And let me leave these women alone and allow a woman. You know what? Sometimes I say this to women, that they have to position themselves and stay still. Brother, you got to stay still too. Some of us men, we got to stay still. We got to stop moving and stop searching. And trust that, guess what? Here's the beauty of it. You know what? If you realizing that everything that you're doing is not right, you're doing this alone. I'm going to tell you something. And I know my brother Stopper, I know he will agree with this. I know some of my brothers, Donovan, the brothers that are here, I know he would agree with this part. We can't do it on our own. Sometimes you have to get on bending knees and be like, Lord, allow me to be the man that I need to be for the woman that you have for me. And then you start putting in the work.
Brother, I have literally done that.
But what I'm saying, doing it, no. Here's what I'm saying is this. you're doing it, but you're still trying to do it on your own. You're not allowing him to work. Because there probably was a few women that you probably rejected. Sometimes we got to understand he's going to send us the woman that we need, but that's not what we want.
Sir, I haven't rejected any woman. Like I said, I've kept myself open. I've stopped looking for a certain type of woman, and what I would do is just put myself out there. And the type of person that I am, even though how I am right now, I'm still like, hey, look, I want to meet people. I'm still active. I'm optimistic, and I meet people. So I don't.
And that's cool.
Just like, hey, look, that's the girl that I want. It's like, no, I'll find a way to have a conversation with that person and then see where it goes. But then where it ends up going is they end up always reverting back to finances.
Well, that's the problem. So then guess what? At the end of the day, stop trying. You know what the beauty of it is? Let me tell you something. When you, and I'm gonna try to give you this because this just put on my heart. I'm gonna tell you what just came to me right now, because for you, and this is just strictly for you. You need to just focus on friendship. Create a bond with this woman. Create a bond with her, and just become a friend. Not about nothing else. Not about dating. Not about being her man. But create a friendship. Be her friend. That's it. No expectation whatsoever, but a friendship. I don't even tell her you like her. Leave all that out the door. Leave all that. I like you. I think you this, that, and the third. Hey, just have conversation. Let's exchange numbers and just have conversation. That'll tell you a lot. Instead of sitting, instead of trying to get to know inside of the woman, not the outside. Speak into her and not speak at her. And if she's speaking into you, you'll know the difference because the conversations will be different. See, a lot of times we meet women and we want to talk about certain things instead of just sitting and having a conversation with a woman. Just talk.
Yeah.
The one of the most hardest things, and even for me, is to conversate. I don't need you to be my woman. I just need to talk to you.
Right.
And don't lead her on. Don't do none of that. Oh, let's go on a date stuff. You want to go on a date? Listen, you want to meet up somewhere? Because that's what friends do. You want to meet up somewhere? You want to go have a cup of coffee? If she's willing to do certain things without her telling you, well, I need you to take me here, because what the problem we have is when we meet women, they already tell us where they want us to take them. But as a man, if I'm leading, no, right. We're gonna go where I want to go.
Right.
Because you got to learn me. I don't need to learn you.
Right.
Yeah, brother, quiet storm. I just want to say, always remember, if there's no rain, you can't get rainbows.
Yeah, I saw that, and I appreciate you guys for giving me that, that information.
Oh, this is what we do. We pour into brothers. Stopper, you already know. You better pull up Friday, Stopper. I got one for the brothers on Friday.
No, I gave you a follow. I mean, I like these type of conversations because the thing is that I'm literally living a life on my own right now. I'm doing everything on my own. My mother passed away last year. My father passed away a year before that. So it's just me right now. I have nothing else, and
guess what? It ain't you no more. Like I said, we got a group. I'm in line with a group of men right now. We're not a group. Don't get me wrong. There's no name behind it, but I'm in line with some brothers right now that are real heavy, right. and they're here, and not only you can reach out to me, hopefully you can reach out to them, because this is what men need to do. We need to start connecting with other brothers who may have gone through some of the things that we may have gone through. And we're not therapists, we're not coaches. We just here to tell you from brother to brother, look, man, this is what we do.
Bro, that's literally what I've been looking for. The reason why I say that, like I said, I'm out of the military, 18 years. I'm retired. I'm a retired first sergeant. I know how to talk to people. I know how to deal with people. That's why I said that, hey, look, if I'm doing certain things, I'm doing them in a particular manner, and it's calculated. I'm very calculated. So if I'm receiving constant results that I don't want, then it's like, how do I get out of this? How do I change this? What do I need to do to fix this or fix myself? I'm not blaming everybody else. I don't play this victim card. I always blame myself before I blame anybody else.
That's amazing. And I salute you on that, because that's one of the hardest things, and that's something that we talk about. Being able to holding ourselves accountable, taking the blame for the things that we created. And I said that before. So obviously somebody got it. Somebody got it. Blame yourself for everything, for the actions that you have put in place, not what somebody else did. Everything is my fault. Everything that happened in my life is because it's my fault, whether it was good or bad. But these were the choices. We all make choices. And you making a sound choice right now. You came in for a reason. You came to this live for a reason, and I respect that. Real talk. You were trying to get someplace else, but you wound up here. Whose plan was that? Wasn't my plan. Wasn't your plan. Wasn't TikTok plan. It's the alignment. It's the alignment.
No, I appreciate that, and that's why I said that's the thing that I actually need in my life, because you know what, as calculated as I am, I don't know everything, and that's why I said I've been actually looking for like a circle of friends to actually show me or help me or give me a different perspective, so I can move differently.
Well, you know what? It's not about you move. You have to move the way that you need to move. And I say this too. Let me ask you a question. You trust in the Lord?
Absolutely.
So I say this: lay down before Him. When I say lay down, which means lay down, lay flat, and allow Him to lead you. Because sometimes we say I trust in God, but we walking in our own path and messing up our own directions without Him leading our directions.
No, brother, what I do, I'll tell you exactly what I do. I literally, in the morning and at night, I literally have a conversation, like I'm having a conversation with a brother. When I talk to God, and I tell Him, it's like, hey, look, I want these things. This is the thing that's happening in my life, and I want you to show me a better way or a different way or guide my path, because I don't know.
And allow Him to guide it. But at the same time, you got to start walking. You can't allow Him to guide the path if you're standing still. You got to start moving, and He's going to direct you in the path that you need to go to. And sometimes and I'm gonna tell you this: it's going to be a path that you may not want to take. You might fight it. Nah, this ain't where I'm supposed to go. Go that way. Go that way, because the one thing I've learned is He will never leave you down the wrong path. Never leave you down the wrong path. And we sit there and we sit there, even as saints, people that's Christian, firm believers, we will sit there and fight tooth and nail. This ain't from God. And another thing we gotta stop saying too, telling y'all ladies and gentlemen, telling you this. Stop sitting there talking about, oh, this is my person. No, it ain't. Oh, God did this. No, He didn't. No, He didn't. Stop talking about, oh, this is a blessing. I got blessed. No, you didn't. And no, He didn't.
So what you're saying is understanding discernment, not saying that, hey, look, God did this. No, I did these particular things, and
you put the work in. He opened the door. That's the whole thing. The problem is people think that I'm gonna do it for you here. No, if I need water, guess what? Lord, I'm thirsty. Go get some water.
Right.
I'm gonna show you where it's at. You got to go and get it. I'm not gonna show you where it's at and give it to you. That's the thing. He shows us. He'll tell us, listen, that woman you want is right there. But you got to go and pursue that woman. I'm not gonna bring her to you. I showed you who she is. Now it's up to you to go put that work in. But then sometimes we lose the path and we get messed up. Nah, and that's when, let me tell you something, fellas. This for you brothers. And I'm so real right now. The problem is, how many times have you ever doubted yourself about a woman that you wanted to talk to? Nah, she ain't gonna talk to me. That woman was for you, but you messed up. That was your blessing right there. But you put that thing of doubt in your head, and guess what? You lost out on the woman that's supposed to be for you, because automatically, same thing with y'all women. Y'all be talking about, he ain't going. That's your man. But y'all be having doubts. Leave that. Y'all, shh. You know what? How much time? I got 5 minutes. Y'all better stop playing in my face. Yup, we plant so much seed of doubt in our mind because we think that we're not worth the person that is for us because of the way they look, the how they dress, or this, that, and the third. But guess what? That is our person. But we turn around and be like, no, this it's too good. You better stop playing in my face today.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing that I keep getting is because what I end up finding out is a lot of women, they have like this long list, and this list is like a living list that continues to move either left or right depending on their emotions. And that's the thing that gets frustrating for me.
So leave the list alone. First of all, let me tell you something. We ain't checking all the boxes. We ain't even checking all them lists. That's number one. And if a woman got a list, then guess what? Let her find a man that's going to check that list. Because last I checked, we don't even have a list. We got about what, maybe 1 or 2, 3. I say the man tops maybe 3 or 4 things for us. And even if you get half of one box, we good. We don't need 4 or 5 things checked. If we got 4 boxes, max, I'm gonna say maybe a man may have 3 to 4 boxes, max. If you check half of one box, you good.
Yeah,
half of one.
We really don't need very much. It's like we already know our roles: provide, provision, protect. That's the one thing that I remember forever. That's always been my role, and that's the way that I will always operate and I will move. However, like I said, when it comes to the opposite side, the list gets longer, and the goalpost continues to move, and it gets frustrating for men like me who want to have a good woman.
First of all, stop saying you want a good woman. Stop just that right there. Cut that out. And ladies, stop saying you want a good man. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say this real quick. Stop telling what you want is somebody good. Just say you want the person that is good for you. Change that. You need to start changing. We need to start changing the way we talk. I want a good man. No, I want a man that's good for me. I want a good woman. I want a woman that's good for me. Language is a thing. We got to start changing some of the things that we say and how we perceive certain things. We got to start moving. We got to start moving better. We got to start learning how to truly love each other. We got to get rid of all of the expectations and all the things that we see, and thinking that, hey, this is what I want. Let go of your wants. Let your needs. I would rather. I'm about to slide out quiet, but I'm gonna say this real quick. Hold on, you want to ask me why would I do what? All right, come on, you got one more. I'm trying to slide, but I'm gonna let you come back. All right, you asked me why would I do what, brother?
Well, you mentioned like we need to change the way that we do these particular things. I'm asking, why would you do that if you've been a consistent person?
Because obviously it's not working. If do the math. If we're doing something, we're creatures of habit. If we're doing something and it's continuously doing it and it's not working, then guess what? We need to change. Why would I want to continuously do something if it's not working for me? Regardless of fact, I'm a good man. No, I'm not. I can't sit there and tell myself I'm a good man. I'm lying because the only person that's been telling me I'm a good man is me. Because if I'm a good man, I'll be doing. That's what I'm saying. We got to start. Everything has to change. I'm not going to sit and tell any woman I'm a good man. I'm not. Because I'm not good for you.
Okay.
I'm only good for myself. That's the reason why we tell ourselves that, because we're only good for ourselves. But because there's no validation behind what I'm saying, because nobody sees the goodness in me but me.
But I guess what I'm thinking is like, hey, look, if what I perceive what I'm doing is a good thing, that's what I'm saying. Why would I change the good thing that I'm doing? Because
obviously it's not working. Do you see what you keep running into?
But doesn't that mean that, hey, look, if I'm doing a particular good thing, doesn't that mean that everybody else is probably not operating on that same level?
Not everybody. Because there are some that you're looking past. I'm guaranteeing you, there's some that you may be looking past. Or, like I said before, you can be doing good, but your atmosphere is still the same. Moving from location to location doesn't change anything. When I say move, you have to move in a different light. You gotta. Your eyes have to. Because a lot of times we walking with shades on. take the shades on, let the light shine. You might see a little clearer. You might see better. We walking with this mane. I've changed who I am. I've changed this, that, and the third. But it's that type. Get out of that type. Remove yourself from certain places where you know that you work. Matter of fact, make yourself uncomfortable. Get comfortable in some place uncomfortable.
Too easy.
That's the hardest thing. I'm gonna make myself comfortable in the most uncomfortablest place where there is.
Okay, I have no problem doing that. Like I said, I'm a military vet. I'm a combat vet. Matter of fact, so that's why I said I have no problem being uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations. That's what I actually thrive in.
No, but I'm talking about different. Not what you think. It's bigger than that. When I say uncomfortable situations, mean real like almost embarrassing.
Okay.
Almost embarrassing. You'd be surprised when you'll meet your person. You could be walking through Walmart. You could be in the park jogging. That's what I'm saying. Get out your car. Change your atmosphere. Get a bike. Go bike riding. Get some rollerblades. Go hiking. Change your atmosphere. Not bars, clubs, all that. And I'm not saying that's what you do. When I say change your atmosphere, dude, you can be going on a mountain hike somewhere and meet the woman, and guess what? You're just walking and having a conversation. She don't care about what you drive, none of that stuff. She's not impressed. She wants to. The whole point of a man is we need to impress women with who we are and with what we have. Because men that impress women with things that they have are low value men, because that's all you have to offer. You have nothing else to offer.
That's my intent.
So that's what I'm saying.
I try not to.
Yeah. So get you a regular. Go buy you a bike. Get you a bike. Go bike riding. Get some hiking shoes. Find a little trail. Go hiking. Change your atmosphere. That's what I mean, my brother. But listen, I got to slide. It's been a pleasure. Quiet Storm, I got you. Pull up on us Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are here, first of all, let me say this. I got 113 amazing souls in here. Thank y'all. I got 116 amazing people. Thank you for joining. Thank y'all for joining me this morning for this conversation. We will be back Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Got some of the fellas that's about to pull up. Y'all don't want to miss this one. Oh, I got you, brother. Anytime.
All right.
Have a blessed one.
You too.
I like that guy. He's cool. Very soft-spoken brother. We don't meet a lot of those. But I will say this. Yes, God bless you too, Ken. Friday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be hosting another live with some of the fellas. You may know them, but I ain't gonna say their name. They're just gonna pull up because we're gonna talk about it. And I like to open up my platform Monday and Wednesdays. Monday and Wednesdays is normally for social, for men and women can come up, have the conversation Monday and Wednesday. But Fridays I try to dedicate it to the fellas. Because there are things that us men that some of y'all women need to really hear from us men. And it's coming from different perspectives, not only from mine, but from everybody else's. So shout out to my brothers, to the fellas that will be pulling up. Today's live again, another amazing live. Thank each and every person for joining. I truly appreciate the time that you take out of your day just to spend with me, whether it's an hour or 2 hours. Thank y'all so much. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the taps. Look, I ain't even got to ask you to tap the screen no more. Real talk. Y'all on it. So I appreciate it. We got to 130 taps. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing the live out. Thank you for reposting the live out. Thank you for all the new followers that came in here. Thank you for getting your daily heart meet. If you haven't gotten your daily heart meet, please get your daily heart meet before you leave. Set your notifications as well, because you don't want to miss Friday's live. And I'm only going live 3 days a week. Normally I would go live tomorrow, but I need to go live on Thursdays. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are my 3 days. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, you know what time it is. If you're on the West Coast, that's 7 o'clock your time. And I know a lot of people don't get up that early. But pull up on me, because this is what we're going to be doing. Every week, something different. Every week, we're going to stay strong. Every week, I'm gonna keep giving y'all that work. because this is what needs to be done, and there's conversations that need to be had. And of course, I'm starting to realize that I'm starting to get maybe 1 or 2 people that's coming up here with their perspective, and I respect that, brother. And I just hope that some of the things that was spoken this morning, that he takes with him and he uses it respectfully. I'm not a coach. Thank you, sister. I'm not a coach. I'm none of those things. I'm just Velvet Jones 2.0 here to give you the hard truth, and that's what we do over here. We give the hard truth. No sugarcoating, no nothing. It is what it is. So with that being said, today's Wednesday. Today's middle of the week. Let's go. Hump day. That doesn't mean you go out there be humping on someone. That means just get over the hump of the day, of the week. Nasty. Yeah, I know some of y'all still laying down to my hump day, baby. No, you're nasty. Get it out your head. But no, I'm just joking. But anyway, sometimes it's always good to have a little laughter behind that. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. I'm humble, and I appreciate it. Shout out to my mod. Shout out to the comment queens. I know who y'all are. Thank y'all again. Rain love. My sister Hill. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for all the work that y'all do and for taking time out of your day as well, because I know y'all be working and you take the time out of your day to help out as well. Sister Roxy, I seen you in the building. My sister Kimberly in the building. Sister Kim, all y'all listening, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again. But as I always say, may the love of the Lord be with us all until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, you guys enjoy the rest of your day on purpose. God bless you all. And do something different today. Go touch some grass. Peace.